and welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with your host, Damon, the agent. I'm glad that you're joining me today. Today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. Time has flew this year already. We're already in May, y'all. Again, thank you for joining me and welcome to Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with the real secrets of money with your host again, myself, Damon the agent. Please, I apologize if I sound a little funny. The pollen count has been extremely high this week, so I've been a little congested and a little under the weather, but I'm still here to bring you all the latest real estate topics. And I also want to apologize to the people on Instagram because the format that I use, I actually have to click a button in order to go live with Instagram. And a lot of times I have not been clicking that button. So I apologize to everyone on Instagram because people have been asking me and said, oh, you haven't gone live, but I actually have gone live every week. So today I'm going to talk about Homeowners Association, which is known as the HOA. The HOA, people always like the HOA. I have to pay an HOA fee. Who are these people? Well, the HOA are a group of people in a community or development that basically tends to keep everything organized and under control within that community or area. So, what they do is most HOAs charge a fee in which normally you can pay monthly, quarterly, biannual, or annually. So, the HOAs are there to put things in place. Now, what do the HOAs actually do? It varies depending on the community that you're actually in. You have to always get the HOA bylaws to see what they actually do. Every HOA, especially if you're paying, they have bylaws, rules, and regulations. These things are put in place to help keep things under control. Because in most HOAs, unlike in like regular residential, they want to try to prevent noise reduction. They also try to prevent commercial vehicles from being parked in the area. A lot of times they may or may not have community pools. Also, they do trash removals, snow removals in many cases, and in some cases as well, lawn care. So the HOA is supposed to make things a little bit more simpler and easier for most homeowners. So this is why the HOAs are put in place. Now, I also want to talk about the HOA liens. A lot of people, when they purchase a home and they're familiar with a property having an HOA, what they tend to do is if life starts lifing, which life starts lifing with everyone, and times get rough, they will pay their mortgage, but they won't pay their HOA. Now, here's the thing. If you have no mortgage on your property and you don't pay your HOA or you don't settle it, the HOA can file a foreclose against the property. Now, if you have if you have a mortgage on the property and you don't pay your HOA, then your house most likely won't go into foreclosure due to the fact that the mortgage is the first lien against the property. So any liens after the first lien do not supersede the first lien. So that kind of protects a person. Now, there are situations where people do not owe a mortgage on their home anymore, and they're not paying their HOA. And it's for various reasons. But if you do not pay it, your HOA or your homeowner association can file a lien and writ to foreclose against your property. So please keep that in mind. These are the things that the HOA do. There are pros and cons. There are more pros than there are cons, but in some areas, I know people feel like there are more cons than there are pros. But that's always situational and to each his own. Most HOAs are associated with townhouses. Nearly all townhouses have an HOA. There are some single family communities that also have an HOA. Okay. Please keep that in mind. So when you see a townhouse for sale, 9 times out of 10, there's a HOA associated with the property. Like I said, a lot of single family homes do not, but in some, there are various communities that do have HOA that are single family communities. So again, when you're purchasing a home, You're supposed to always receive the bylaws, which will have the rules and regulations of that specific community within a certain time period. If you don't, then when a person is also purchasing a property, they have a right to withdraw their offer if they do not receive the bylaws within a certain time period. So please keep that in mind. That has been my take on the HOA today. And I will be right back for the HOW, which is the house of the week. So, real quick, before I get into the house of the week, if you're not already following me on all social media platforms, please join me. I am on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Pinterest, and Twitter, and Threads. Please follow me on all social media platforms. I look forward to seeing you on them. So, let me get into the HOW, which is the house of the week. Now, this house of the week that I am about to show actually hits the market tomorrow. Comes on the market tomorrow. It is in DC. It's actually a townhouse, and it does have an HOA. Okay, it's 3 levels. Let me get to it real quick. It is 3 levels. It's right here. All right, 3 levels, 2 parking spaces, 1 car garage, 1 reserve space. It has a deck, balcony area. You can go out there and relax and chill. Has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. It's in Washington, D.C., and it is under, the keyword is under 400,000. That's right. You can get DC living under 400,000. It is centrally located near the National Harbor, the Navy Yard, Anacostia, the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Right across the bridge is the Potomac Yard, DC National Airport, and it's also accessible to downtown DC. So, very convenient, under 400,000. Great deal for someone who want to be in DC, who want to just enjoy city living in a decent and great area. So, that is the house of the week, which is actually in Southwest DC. Like I said, it hits the market tomorrow. 138 Danbury Street, Southwest Washington, D.C. You can pull it up on any of the various websites. It should be on the coming soon. If you're interested in the property, please DM me so I can give you more information about it. So I wanted to share the house of the week. Now, I do have a guest coming on today. It's the same guest from last week. Her name is Kendra Hardy. On all social media platforms, you can find her as either Kendra Hardy or Every Plate is Great. Miss Hardy is coming back on here because she's going to talk about various nutritional information when it pertains to the way that we go out and eat, things that can help us to be a lot healthier when we're eating, and also pertinent information when it pertains to food and also fine dining. So if you all feel the need that you want some information about fine dining, you want some information about food, nutritional value, she's a great, great, great resource to have because she speaks on it. Now, while I'm waiting on her, I want to quickly talk about the IUL. The IUL, which is an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Did you know that the IUL is a living benefit and also death benefit? This means if you are chronically ill, you get sick, you get Alzheimer's disease or anything to that effect, this actual policy will pay you. Unlike if you have traditional term or if you have even some whole life where if you get sick, they tend to actually drop you. If you don't believe me, Google it. Um, what I want to share with you is this is a great, great, great resource to have. Meaning if you already have a life insurance policy, if you have policies in place, This is a great policy to look into because as it builds cash value, you can go into the cash value it builds for you over the year because it's your policy and your investment. You can go into the cash value and pull money from your own personal loan from your own self because that's your money that you've been putting in for over the years. So the IUL, which is the Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, it's a great policy for everyone to have. I don't care what you have right now. It is great for you to have. Please, please, please look into it. You won't regret it. The only thing that I regret about not having that information on that was not knowing about it sooner. Did you know during COVID that a lot of people who had the IUL, Index Universal Life Insurance Policy, went into their policy to pull money from it? Yes, a lot of people who had it, they knew about it. So while others were grabbing the PPP loan and doing GoFundMe, people who had this policy were actually just taking money out of their own policy that had accumulated in years because they've been investing to themselves. So the IUL is a great, great, great policy to look into. If you don't know anything about it, as I've shared information just now, and you want to know more about it, please send me a message. I will be happy to share that with you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be right back. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So right now, like I said, I am waiting for Miss Every Plate is Great, Miss Kendra Hardy. You can find her. I put her Instagram information right here. Instagram/Every Plate is Great. Miss Kendra Hardy just had a birthday a couple of days ago. Her birthday was April 28th. So she, probably still having the after effects from her birthday. But nevertheless, she should be joining us soon. So while we're waiting on Miss Kendra Hardy, let me begin my topic that I'm going to talk about. And my topic today is not depression, it's actually forgiveness. Forgiveness, y'all. Did you all know that so many of us are poisoning ourselves by the unforgiveness that we hold in our heart? Unfortunately, some of the sickness that people have, it really has to do with the unforgiveness that we have not let go. We hold bitterness, we hold anger, resentment, we hold things against people, but at the same time, we don't take into consideration that everybody has to learn to everybody has to understand that when you forgive someone, it's not for them, it's for you. It is for you. And the reason why it's for you is because it lets things go of yourself. It releases the toxins that's going to be in you. One of the things that I always think about is when my brother Adrian passed away. Prior to him passing away, I was kind of angry with him. It was a lot of stuff going on, but he stopped past my house and, came to kind of squash the beef, as we say, reconcile, gave his hand to shake and everything. But before he passed away, there was a point in time that I was extremely upset with our father. And because I was upset with our father, I had a conversation with him. And he told me, he said, you know what? There's nothing you can do about that. He is who he is. You can't change the way he responds to you. He grew up in a different time than you. He's not going to respond the way that the way that you want him to respond. But he said, you got to forgive him and let that go. Because if you don't let it go, it's going to eat you up the rest of your life. And I knew what he meant by that. I did end up forgiving my father, but I realized that when you forgive a person, you are actually the bigger person in a lot of situations because people want to know why you so nice after all of what they done did to you. And then I also thought about like when my father and my brother passed away, that if I didn't let go of the things that were hindering me while they were alive, it would always bother me. So I say that to say that when you forgive people, it ain't for them, it's for you. It's to release the toxic energy that's in you, because not releasing it causes sickness, cause all types of health issues. Stop being mad, anger, and bitter towards people. I'm sorry, y'all. This is Miss Hardy telling me she's trying to log in. But stop being angry and bitter towards people, because you're only hurting yourself. You're hurting you more than you realize it. There's a lot of sickness that goes on with people, and people can't seem to understand where the sickness has come from. A lot of times, the sickness has come from our own behavior. It ain't got nothing to do with the environment. It ain't got nothing to do with the food sometimes. It has to do with how we are, our bitterness, our anger, our resentment, our unforgiveness towards people is what hurts people the most. And not really what hurt people, what really hurts you. So if you want to try to see some change with yourself, the people who done pissed you off, upset you, got on your nerves, made you real mad, forgive them. And you'll see what happened. I'm 53 years old. Through the grace of God, I'm in good health. A lot of people think I'm much younger than I am, but I also look at my life. I also look at a lot of times I let stuff go. I forgave people that did me wrong, in which I could have been angry towards them, but I chose not to. And then some of those same people, I see them, they in bad health, they look terrible. And that's when I realized forgiveness wasn't for them, it was for me. And I challenge you all to do the same thing. Forgive somebody. I'm not saying everybody, but forgive somebody, because you never know how that's affecting you. So I'll be right back. I have Miss Chef Kendra Hardy coming on. So give me 1 second, y'all. 5, 4. There she is. Hello. How are you?
Bonjour, mes amis.
And bonjour.
Ça va bien. I'm very well. How are you today?
I am good. I am good. So I was just going over a few things. But right now, I'm going to let you take over, because I know you have some good information that you want to share with everyone. So go ahead and do your thing.
Happy Friday, everyone. This is my fun Finds Friday segment. So there's two things that I want to talk about today. One, I want to introduce you to Michelle's. I don't know if you guys know about this, but this is Michelle Obama's mother. She created, her late mother, she created a syrup line uh, in in respect to her daughter Michelle. It's manufactured obviously in Illinois, and it's been on the market for some time now. It's a great way to patronize a black business. Our former first lady, our forever first lady, and just to give you a little background on it, she does have multiple different types. So if you're a maple person, you can try the maple syrup. This is pecan. I'm allergic to maple, so I can't have it. So this is the pecan syrup. And isn't she so beautiful on there? We
Yes,
miss
she
her
is.
so much. We miss her
And
so much.
butter pecan. That is my
Butter
favorite
pecan.
ice cream. So I know that tastes so delicious.
And and it's even more delicious when you warm it up. So just put it in a nice ceramic or glass container, warm it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds or put it on the stove. And I promise you, your taste buds will dance, dance, dance.
Where can you get that from?
You can order on Amazon, of course. You can also buy it at Safeway, is what I've seen locally. I'm not quite sure other merchants that may or may not have it. You probably could just do a Google search or ask your local retailer if they could carry the brand, but you definitely can order it online and have it delivered to your house with Prime.
That's great. I'm going to cop me a bottle soon.
Copy your bottle.
Yeah.
And she says you can put it on many things: food, cake, ice cream, waffles, the traditional. Put it on your biscuits.
Oh
Put it
wow.
on whatever you want to put it
Yeah,
on.
I don't even
But
I don't even eat biscuits like that, so I definitely try it, because bread for me, the only time I eat bread if it's real buttery. I know you probably don't like that, but I like mine to
Mm,
be sweet. So
well, a sweet treat is okay. That's every once in a while, but you just can't have it all the time.
correct. Yes.
All right. So I was looking through Groupon again. I'm a huge fan of Groupon. And I
Hmm.
saw that Half Smoke, which is in Washington, D.C., it's one block from Howard University. It's on my page. I did a review. They have an amazing Groupon deal right now.
Oh wow.
If you go on their Groupon and you put in Half Smoke, you'll see that you can get a half smoked sausage. You can get a side and a drink for under $12.
Oh wow.
And they're
Yeah, that's
black
a good
owned
price,
as
especially in
well.
DC.
Yeah, and they're black owned as well. They have an amazing drink called the Purple Rain. It is decadent. So if you like a nice cocktail, that
Mhm.
definitely will
Purple
make your
Rain.
mood a little bit
I
greater.
think about Prince about Purple Rain. So
Yes, 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 yes. And I hope that everybody's eating their vegetables. Eat some vegetables. It's not going to hurt you. Just close your eyes and chew it real fast. You'll be fine.
yeah, that's a good one. You're right. That is a necessity with every meal. Like for me, even when I eat out, and I know sometimes you see what I eat, but I'm not sure if you always see that I eat a salad. I try to eat a salad with every meal. Um, Now last night I actually had a salad for dinner. It was a chicken salad from Lido's, but it was
Litos
a
has
salad.
good salads.
Yes,
They have
this was a
excellent
great
salads.
salad.
But
I had a
here's the
barbecue.
thing: you can't you can't drown your salad in dressing, and it can't be dressing that's not light. It can't be Thousand Island or blue cheese. That's not healthy. So you
I
want a
had
balsamic
Italian. I had
vinaigrette. Okay, Italian is great, or oil and vinegar. Sometimes you can even put a little lemon juice on there, a little bit of salt and pepper, toss it, and so that'll get the trick done.
Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. Yes, I appreciate that. I'm going to think about that next time well, I had a good salad yesterday with Litos. Like I said, I did have Italian dressing. I had a barbecue fried chicken salad. So I know.
Barbecue fried chicken.
Yeah. Yes. It was great. You should try it.
I don't eat chicken anymore, but I hope that it was delicious. I hope your
Yeah,
taste buds dance.
it was. Yeah. So basically, eating vegetable is crucial for most people. I think nowadays, because excuse me, I'm a little congested due to pollen. I think nowadays, because of all the advertisement about food, people just greedy. There's too many foodies out here who always want to eat, eat, eat. And a lot of times they don't care as long as they eat, eat, eat. So, but like you said, if they're not eating vegetables, they're not cleansing their bodies, washing the
Every
inside.
meal, you should have a green vegetable in every meal. I don't care. Breakfast, if you got to get it out the way in breakfast, put it in your omelet.
Okay.
But you should have a green vegetable with every meal.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, look, that's great information.
Yes, of course. I look forward to next Friday.
Okay. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to give us that information. And I will let you go back to doing what you were doing. Thank you for taking your sweet day. And I know the weather is beautiful outside because I can tell.
It
Yes,
is.
yes, 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 yes. But we appreciate you, Miss Hardy, and we shall talk to you soon.
All right, you guys, make sure you follow me at Every Plate is Great on Instagram. And I'm also your culinary cutie on TikTok, Cutey. If you need to send me an email, you can email me at chefcandra428@gmail.com. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. Au
Thank
revoir.
you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yes, so like Miss Hardy said, she gave us some good information. I did not know about Michelle Obama's mother who created the Sir Michelle's, and they have butter pecan, which is, like I said, my favorite ice cream. So I have to get some of that to pour on some pancakes and waffles. You know, great information. And so, what I want to do right quick is my recap. Now, my recap today, I talked about HOA, Homeowners Association, what the HOA is, what they basically do, spoke about the HOA liens, and explained to you all that most HOAs do have a fee and that they're all in most townhomes community and in some selected single family residential community. It all varies. And I also spoke about the IUL, which is the Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. It's a living benefit and death benefit. If you get chronically ill, develop Alzheimer's, even get cancer, it is a policy that will actually pay you. And if you're paying into it over the years, you can actually pull a loan from it because it builds in the form of compound interest. If you don't know about it, ask me about it or Google it yourself. And we just talked about forgiveness. Like I explained, you all, a lot of times when people are sick, when they're going through things, a lot of times people think it's related to the environment. And I'm not saying the environment doesn't have an effect on these things, but sometimes it's not related to the environment. It is related to us personally. It is our internal bodies letting us know that you didn't forgive. So therefore, sickness is developed upon yourself. Now, I say this that when you forgive people, you're actually doing it for you. You're not doing it for them. I know it's hard because people done got on your last nerves, family done got on your nerves, spouses done got on your nerves. Hell, even your kids sometimes have gotten on your nerves. But you have to forgive them. This is why we have so many families where people don't get along. There's no more family reunions like it used to be. And even if it is, sometimes cousins, people breaking out in fights. All for what? Why? Why we always got to fight because we don't agree with each other? Why are we so emotional sometimes? Listen, all I say is do an internal interview with yourself. Look at yourself. And if you love yourself and you love how things are and you fine with it, hey, but I always say you need to forgive somebody because all of us know somebody that we don't like. We ain't speaking to them again. They come my way. I'm going upside their head. We all know somebody like that. We got to learn to forgive. And your blessing is once you do forgive them. Because once you do forgive them, the channels and the doors of your blessings open up immediately. So I wanted to share that. Now, before I go, please, if you're not following me, follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Pinterest. And I would definitely follow you back. Now, if you have any questions about real estate, please also send them to me. Also, check out my website, damontheagent.com, and your wealth agent, damon.com. I thank you each and every one for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. And this is Damon signing off. You all have a great weekend, everyone.